Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and today we're going to be looking at a new model, or newer model from Alpina with the Startimer and a smaller case size. In this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as a full authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout this video, if you have further questions, we'll have a link in the description down below to the product page where you can learn more. Of course, also purchase the watch. But guys, let's jump into the video and take a closer look at this timepiece. Alpina has a long history dating back to 1883 and was known for producing high-quality sports watches and movements while being guided by their founder Gottlieb Hauser, called the Alpinist Principles. Now, Hauser insisted that any capable sports watch has 4 key principles, including being anti-magnetic, shock-resistant, water-resistant, and housed within a stainless steel case to avoid corrosion. By 1938, the Alpina 4 was released, embodying those principles and carrying the brand through the ensuing decades while helping to cement it in its category of sports watches as we know it today. In 2002, Alpina was acquired by the Haas family, which also owned Frederic Constant, ultimately relaunching a modernized Alpina in 2003 that found increasing success before both brands were purchased by the Citizen Watch Group in 2016, making them a rare pair of Swiss watchmaking houses within a larger Japanese group structure, while also getting the upside of additional financial support. Following its early example, the modern Alpina collection consists of sporty watches with capable specifications and inoffensive designs, including the new Alpina Startimer Pilot 41 that we're going to be looking at here today. And if you're familiar with Alpina, you know that many of their watches typically lean a little large. So to see something at 41 millimeters and wear even smaller than that is a nice change of pace. Now, starting with a conversation on the wearing experience being presented by this new Startimer Pilot Automatic, we have a 41 millimeter case diameter paired with a restrained 11.6 millimeter case height, including the dome sapphire crystal. The lug-to-lug measures at 49.5 millimeters, which is on the longer side, but still I think allows this watch to wear pretty true to size. Set between odd number 21 millimeter lugs, the Startimer Pilot offers the choice between a rugged leather strap or a stainless steel 3-link bracelet. Starting with the leather, the strap is thick and pliable with black calfskin on the outside and red calfskin lining on the underside. And then the stainless steel bracelet is equipped with solid end links with a solid pin adjusted construction, displaying polishing on the center links and brushing on the outer links. Again, tapering to 18 millimeters, the bracelet culminates with a butterfly style clasp constructed from milled components. The clasp works well in practice while featuring half links on both sides, but lacks any micro adjustment as you would expect with a clasp of this style. One thing to mention here, and this is a model that is not part of our stock, but one that we utilize for photography purposes. So you can already see that the polished center link might have a small little scratch on it. So that is one thing to keep in mind with the polished center links. They are more prone to scratches, but all in all, bracelet is well done. Now, digging into the case finish, we have a majority brushed finish traveling along the curved lug tops and near vertical case sides, with each surface being separated by a neatly executed slender bevel. At 3, we have a conical stylized crown with Alpina's signature and does not screw down, but it still allows for 100 meters of water resistance when paired with the screw down case back. Getting into one of the weirder points presented by this model, this case top displays what appears to be a rotating bezel with a triangular index in red at noon and engraved demarcations along the circumference. However, the bezel is rigidly affixed to the case and does not turn. A bit of a shame when you consider the added potential of utility that can come with a rotating bezel to time different events. Moving on, a very lightly domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating spans 34 millimeters for that dial aperture, allowing for a clear view of the aviation theme display taking place underneath. While it's also available in a sunray color Alpina calls petroleum blue, both of the dials that we have here today lean into a straightforward matte black central surface. At the outskirts, a railway minute track denotes the passing minutes with larger printed blocks at the 5-minute positions. Just within, raised indices are executed in a stylized Flieger format, with the 12 o'clock index taking the shape of Alpina's triangular logo. The handset is of somewhat of a syringe style, with the counterweight on the stick second hand also leaning into the brand's triangular logo. On the indices and hands, luminescent material is thickly applied, with the leather strap variant leaning into a faux vintage shade, while the bracelet model offers bright white. In either case, the lume is okay, shining with decent incandescence after being exposed to a light source but fading quickly thereafter. Dial text amounts to only the brand wordmark at noon and Startimer and automatic at 6, just above an outline date aperture allowing for the view of a color matching date wheel underneath. Altogether, the Startimer dial feels like a nice modernized attempt at the iconic Flieger format while doing the job of being legible and inoffensive. Turning the watch over, we have an engraved case back with the Alpina logo, keeping watch over a third-party caliber from Sellita. Specifically, this caliber is the SW200 and is most commonly used as an ETA 2824 alternative on the market today, used by a host of brands that are not part of the Swatch group or have ability to get ETA calibers consistently. Known for being very robust as well as reliable, the SW200 features nearly identical architecture to the ETA 2824 and has become almost as ubiquitous when you look across the market. It would be more than fair to say this movement is not sexy by any means, but it does the job and has one of the best reputations for quality, reliability, and ease of servicing on the market for a traditional three-hand entry-level Swiss-made movement. Beating away at 4 Hz or 28,800 vibrations per hour, the SW200 is rated for 38 hours of power reserve while offering hand winding and hacking functionality. And speaking anecdotally to accuracy, we tested the bracelet version tracking at +5 to +9 seconds a day. So now to unpack looking at this Alpina Startimer Pilot automatic at 41 millimeters. So let's begin with some of the cons, pros, things to consider when looking at this watch. I think a couple things here for myself, just kind of a strange point, the non-rotating bezel, kind of a peculiar decision by the brand to not have that rotate despite the look of the bezel, maybe wanting to rotate. Then the other point that I'll mention, which isn't necessarily a huge con, it's just something that for many might be an issue, and that's the polished center links. You see this all the time in the industry, big players, small players. Given the utilitarian style of this watch, there might be some question marks about having this have some more polished elements and the potential scratches that could come a little bit quicker than normal. But now I'm shifting over to the pros here. So Alpina, I think for quite some time, have been developing some great looking watches and doing some great things. I think a challenge for many of the people that watch is just a lot of their watches are too big. This at 41 millimeters is much more wearable. Even on my wrist, I think it absolutely works and wears pretty true to size for a watch of this style. It has a nice approach to the modern pilot watch design in a range that makes sense and you don't have as much competition. Water resistance is solid at 100 meters, and then the finishing across the board, the bracelet, the case, dial, this is where Alpina I think really does shine. If you look at many of their different watches in the price segment, they do stand out and are really leaders when it comes to finishing for the dollar amount. So all in all, a nice three-hand watch that can kind of do it all, and if you're someone that likes the pilot format, wants a brand that is definitely underrated, Alpina here with their Startimer Pilot is certainly one to take a look at. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It's a great help, and I do appreciate it. Also, if you're in the market for the watch featured here, it is available on TeddyBaldassarre.com. TeddyBaldassarre.com is an authorized dealer of all the brands that we carry, over 30, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. Also, how we're able to produce this content on the main channel especially. We don't charge the brands for content. How we're able to fund it is through selling watches on our site. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd love to have your business. We know you can buy a watch anywhere, but again, we truly would love to have it. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.